Alright, everybody, thank you for joining me this evening here for some more severe weather coverage here. It has been a very active week for severe weather, and it continues here as at the minute we have two severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas, one of them being pretty significant here for 2-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for a storm that is currently crossing the Mexico-Texas border. So if you are included in this warning, once this storm approaches you, get away from windows as quickly as you can because this large hail can batter your windows. In addition to that, if you have any pets outside, make sure to bring them indoors because they will be heavily damaged from this likely. We also have another severe thunderstorm warning up here on the Texas-Mexico border. This one is for 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We've got a pretty impressive looking hail core there, so we may see this get upgraded. But that's what we're going to be looking at tonight is some severe weather in Texas here. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect here for portions of southwest Texas, and give me just a second and I will go ahead and pull up the details on that. This severe thunderstorm watch is going to read, let's see here, just a second. The severe thunderstorm watch reads, alright, here we go. Scattered hail up to 2-inch size possible, which obviously we're already seeing some of that down here in extreme southern Texas. Isolated gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible, so we may have to watch for a damaging wind threat later tonight, and then also frequent lightning possible. Now, sometimes in higher end severe thunderstorm watches, instead of the frequent lightning possible tag, they include a risk of tornadoes. We do not have that associated with this severe thunderstorm watch in particular, but if we look at the Storm Prediction Center's tornado outlook, we see that we do have a small risk of a tornado here going from the Texas-Mexico border back into the Houston metroplex here. So we will watch for an isolated tornado threat overnight, but I think the main threat is going to be damaging winds and especially large hail here, okay? So we are, again, watching these two cells here, mainly in particular, but we do also have two special weather statements. Those are for your stronger thunderstorms that don't quite warrant severe thunderstorm warnings. I'll tell you what, anywhere down here that's getting a bit of a storm tonight is going to be looking at a pretty decent light show. We got quite a bit of lightning activity with these storms, alright? So let's take a look at the velocities here. It is a very messy spot because we are in a bit of a radar hole here, but there could be some minor rotation on a few of these storms that we will have to watch for that isolated tornado threat that I was mentioning earlier here. So let's go ahead and keep our eyes peeled here for these storms, see what they do next. We do have a slight risk of severe weather tonight for portions of southern and central Texas here, from Austin southward, basically, and we're looking at a lot of storms right now that have already been severe, but they've been in Mexico, but now they're starting to enter the United States here, and it's not looking good for some areas down here in South Texas. We may see some isolated hailstones up to tennis ball size. We may see some damaging wind gusts that could cause some damage to homes and mobile homes especially. So we'll have to watch this area tonight for a real severe weather threat. So if you're going to bed here, make sure that you do have a way to receive alerts on hands. Particularly like a cell phone with an app that tells you when a weather alert has been issued. I would not recommend relying on tornado sirens because there are threats outside of tornadoes that could be concerning tonight. We do have storm chaser Corey Gherkin here on this storm near Catula. This storm is currently doing 40-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail, and it does have the intensification tag on the special weather statement, so we may see a severe thunderstorm warning out of this soon. It does also have that frequent cloud-to-ground lightning tag. As I was saying, even if you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, this is a ridiculous amount of lightning, alright? You are probably seeing a pretty intense light storm in that area right now. So I would like to point out, none of this is technically confirmed. All these warnings we have are radar-indicated threats, but you should treat it like it is confirmed here. These are moving off to the north and the east. Usually, most of these storms are going to be moving at about 30 to 45 miles per hour, I would say. So let's see here. We can go ahead and pull up the Houston live cam here, and there's not too much going on right now. Maybe a few sprinkles, but the dew point is almost at 70 degrees, and you'll notice it matches up with that temperature there. We have a 100% humidity right now in the Houston area, with pressure dropping. So we'll see these storms roll into the Houston area eventually. I think that Houston, the main threat for you is again going to be large hail, but an isolated damaging wind gust or tornado cannot be completely ruled out. But I think the hail threat is definitely the bigger thing to worry about. So we take a look here. We see we do have a hatched risk for hail tonight from San Antonio southward. So if you're in this area, you have a 15% chance to see a hailstone of 2 inches or larger in your town. So you're going to want to look out for that. That is the main threat for tonight. Going into tomorrow, we have a marginal risk of severe weather for portions of the extreme area here, kind of hugging the coastline. Really, it's just a very small sliver that's going to have a real threat of severe weather. These storms are mainly going to stay out in the Gulf of Mexico, hopefully, but tomorrow, an isolated tornado threat is there. We do have that 2% risk there tomorrow, so I have a tornado action plan in place for portions of southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the western portion of the Florida Panhandle. But again, I think tornadoes are generally just kind of a lower threat tomorrow. We also have a marginal risk here on Monday. That's going to be for a good portion of North Florida and southeastern Georgia here. I'm not expecting too big of a severe event here. It's probably just going to be, your typical garden storm, as they like to call it. So this severe thunderstorm warning down on the Texas-Mexico border has been downgraded to 1 inch in diameter hail. So you are good now. You don't need to necessarily get away from windows. 1 inch hail maybe has a small chance to do some damage to some windshields on a car, but outside of that, there's not that much of a major severe, you need to take shelter threat with it. So nothing too concerning, but monitor the weather closely, get indoors. It looks like this storm may actually go a bit north of where the warning box is, because the warning box was issued in advance before the storm actually got here. And yeah, this new radar scan is kind of proving my point there. This storm up here, I would argue, is a little bit more concerning, but still, it's nothing major at the minute. And again, it's really just a large hail threat at the moment. There's not really any major damaging wind or tornadic threat at this moment. So we'll continue to watch these storms here for a little bit. This one northeast of Austin, Texas, has been going for a little while, but it's really not that impressive in terms of a damaging wind or large hail threat. So I imagine once this special weather statement expires, this storm will probably fizzle out quite a bit. We take a look at even just like the past 21 radar updates here, and we see that it's gone through quite a downward trend. So it's probably just about done there as it has swept through Cameron in Texas. Again, that severe thunderstorm watch, it is only for portions of southwest Texas, but later on in the nighttime into tomorrow morning, we'll probably see this get extended into parts of southeast Texas, would be my guess. Or my guess, not my guest. But yeah. We do have a new special weather statement that's going to be for Frio County in Texas. That's for the north side of this line that Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin is on. That is going to be for 1/2 inch hail. That's going to be for the Paracel-Dilley area in Texas. Again, this general area is a bit of a radar hole. We have our southeast Texas radar, we have our Texas-Mexico border radar, and then we have our southwest Texas radar. But in the middle there, where there's no radars, this is a little bit of a radar hole. There's no radars that really give good coverage of this area here, which unfortunately is kind of where our severe storms are at the minute. The main problem is we can't get a good look at the velocity, so it's hard to tell how much rotation is actually there with these storms. I really think that we may see an upgrade to a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow. If that happens, I would guess it would be for portions of the southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi area. Let's go ahead and turn back on the day 2 outlook here. So, tomorrow, this is your threat from the Storm Prediction Center. The NAM has been indicating that, hey, maybe a few severe storms do sweep into this area, producing an isolated tornado threat for parts of New Orleans, Gulfport, Mobile, Pensacola. So we may see a small area get upgraded to a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center if those storms do make it onto the coast. But who knows? They may stay out in the Gulf of Mexico, or they may just impact a very small portion of the deep south. Again, really just if you're hugging the coastline, that would where I would guess would be the slight risk issued for. So it looks like we have a new flood advisory here that is going to be down here in Texas. That is for the Cotulla area. That's going to be for north and west portions of LaSalle County, Texas. That is going to be another threat with these storms. The flooding threat is definitely there. An isolated flash flood warning cannot be ruled out, I would say. We take a look at the storm total precipitation here. This is looking from the Brackettville radar, right? It's indicating a decent amount of rain for a few areas here, specifically this area that we have that flood advisory for, and then maybe another area here right along the Texas-Mexico border that gets a little bit of flooding potential. The Corpus Christi radar here, we take a look at that one. Similar story. And then we can also see maybe some areas here on the extreme southern Texas-Mexico border area. We could see some heavy rainfall to excessive rainfall. And then the actual Texas-Mexico border radar, we can't really see any other areas getting major precipitation from there. Mostly because our really areas that are going to be a threat for major precipitation are up here. In fact, if we turn on the excessive rainfall outlook here, let's turn that on really quickly. Let's turn the Storm Prediction Center off. If you're in that yellow area, that is your slight risk of flash flooding. Green area, that's your marginal risk. So look out for that. They're hinting that later tonight, once these storms do move through the southeastern Texas area, the flooding threat does go up quite a bit for the Houston area. So we got a new special weather statement here. That is going to be for Zapata and Webb counties in Texas. That is going to be for the north side of this thunderstorm cluster here. This is the same storm that I was talking about. It's going a little bit north of the warning box. This storm is just barely not strong enough to warrant a severe thunderstorm warning. Winds to 50 to 55 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. So what I'm guessing is actually going to happen is this severe thunderstorm warning is going to be removed entirely, because the area that's going to get hit the most intensely is going to be up here, and this area didn't even get a severe warning. So I think this one's going to be removed now that this storm has taken a little bit of a downtrend. The lightning, though, is some serious problem. What am I saying? It could be a serious problem causer down here. So we have no other updates at the minute. This storm's looking a little bit less impressive now, of a hail core at least. We'll go back up here to the storm near College Station, and yeah, it's not very impressive anymore. I think within the next 30 minutes this will be down to a cluster of showers. We do have 2 EF3 tornadoes confirmed from the Ohio-Indiana area from the 14th. If you didn't check out my documentary yet on that Outbreak. Go watch it, please. I kind of explained most of the stuff that happened in it. Uh, we talked about some really important things about the Outbreak. I'm really tired right now, so I feel like I'm kind of underselling it, but I feel like it's a decent video. Maybe exaggerated a little bit, but I really think that was a more significant outbreak than a lot of people, including me, were expecting. I would not expected it to have been the strongest outbreak we've seen this year thus far, which it definitely is. There have been no other outbreaks yet this year. I want to emphasize yet, but there have been no other outbreaks yet this year that have been that impressive. As impressive as the Midwest one, I should say. We did have the EF3 down in the Panama City area at the start of the year, but that was one EF3. Ohio, Indiana, we got two EF3s. One of them in Indiana, the Winchester, Indiana area, 165 mile per hour winds, which is close to an EF4 rating. So that was a very strong tornado. We had 3 deaths from Wapakoneta. So obviously that's kind of bad news, but it could have gotten much worse, I think. So I think a lot of people were taking shelter, which is good. A tornado like that, some shelters, some things that you might consider a shelter may not have really been a good shelter with that, just because of how strong that tornado was. If that makes any sense at all. I don't know, I'm really tired. It's past midnight. I feel like I'm not making a lot of sense. Maybe a pocket of higher winds developing near La Pryor. We have to watch for that. Again, if you're just now tuning in, these storms are just now starting to cross from Mexico into Texas here. We are watching a live severe weather threat for portions of southern and central Texas tonight. Tomorrow, the severe threat will roll into more portions of the deep south, like Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, that whole area. So, if you have any questions about your location, leave them down below in chat, and I will be happy to answer them. But we are just chilling here tonight, looking at these storms. And I want to reiterate this. The most concerning part of these storms, to me, honestly, right now, is the amount of lightning. This is an insane amount of lightning. Like, that is actually a crazy amount. There's probably one heck of a light show down there right now. So, this severe thunderstorm warning will expire in 7 minutes, and it's starting to leave the polygon anyway, so I'm guessing we'll see a new warning issued soon for the Encinal area, so expect a warning to come through soon for your area, because this storm is still looking pretty impressive here. It's kind of taking an what did I just say? An east-northeast track, so Encinal may just be barely clipped in the warning. It may get cut out of the warning. If you have any reports of large hail or damaging winds even, send them into the National Weather Service. Yeah, this storm near Cameron is done. Like I predicted earlier, I said within half an hour this will be down to just a cluster of showers. It hasn't even been anywhere close to half an hour, and it's basically already there. It's been like 5 to 10 minutes max, and it's already down to some showers. So, this special weather statement should really be removed, but it's going to expire in 6 minutes anyway, so. This severe thunderstorm warning has not been removed. This storm is kind of going on the north side of this warning, I guess. That lightning, though, that is crazy. There will be a few more cells that cross the Mexico-Texas border soon. Particularly this one that's doing, again, a ton of lightning, man. That's actually insane. But right now, our threat is really just isolated down to this one area. Let's see here, what else is there to talk about? We got some snow, maybe some storms out there in the western United States tonight. That's nothing uncommon, though, for this time of year. We do actually have a bit of a snow event going up in the upper Midwest here. If you're in, like, the UP of Michigan, you may be seeing a little bit of snow. And by a little bit, I mean quite a bit of snow, actually. But it is isolated to that one area. We're watching the U.S.-Canada border and the U.S.-Mexico border for two completely different threats. So again, I'm expecting a new issuance of this warning soon for the Encinal area. It definitely will not be that big of a polygon. I don't mean to draw it that big. But yeah. This one may get a special weather statement warning once it crosses the Mexico-Texas border. It's looking to be a little intense. It probably doesn't warrant a severe warning, though. I don't know, maybe. We'll just have to see. Obviously, we don't know what the National Weather Service is going to do until they actually do it. Again, maybe a pocket of higher winds developing near La Pryor. Not even really just developing. It's kind of already there. I saw something that just looked like a meteor flying by on the Houston live cam. I don't know what that was. There's the extension of that severe thunderstorm warning. It does include the Encinal area. That's for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. It has been downgraded from 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds because there has been a slight weakening on this storm. But yeah, this Encinal area, everybody here should get inside. You don't need to take shelter necessarily, like underground, but you definitely want to get inside because there is a ton of cloud-to-ground lightning with these storms here. So look out for that. Again, I would expect some sort of warning to be associated with this storm here soon. Again, the polygon will not be that big. I did not mean to draw that big. Let's take a look at our Texas-Mexico border storm again. Yeah, this one in particular is producing a ton of lightning. That's actually crazy. That is really insane. Alright, so let's see here. Again, we got Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin out here, but no other Storm Chasers tonight. The dew point to temperature ratio, again, in Houston, the humidity is 100% still. The pressure is dropping, slowly but surely. Again, Houston, I think your main severe threat is going to be large hail, and that's going to be much later tonight. You are included in that marginal risk of severe weather, but you basically clip the slight risk, so you might as well just be included in the slight risk. I'm just trying to think of other big cities in Texas. Austin, you're in the slight risk. I'm thinking the threat for Austin will be within the next few hours sometime. San Antonio, you're in the slight risk. The threat for you will be coming pretty soon, actually. But again, it's not really a threat. It's really just going to be some thunderstorm activity. Corpus Christi, again, the threat for you will be very soon. You're actually included in that severe thunderstorm watch that we have there. We got DFW's not going to see anything severe-wise, or really even storm-wise, maybe just a few showers. Waco, Texas, you could be in for a few rumbles of thunder, maybe, but the severe threat is not there. It looks like there may actually be a heavier band of showers going through the Waco area right now. let's see here. We move into Louisiana, Lake Charles. Again, your threat's mainly going to be early tomorrow. Same thing with Lafayette. Same thing for New Orleans, Baton Rouge. Again, New Orleans could actually see something tomorrow, I think. That would be interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, so Encinal, you want to look out for this storm here as it approaches you. According to the warning, it will be near Encinal at... Okay, I guess it doesn't say. Alright, I guess I was thinking of tornado warnings. That hail core is becoming much more impressive again, by the way. We're back up to 70 decibels. So, we may see an upgrade to that severe thunderstorm warning soon. The other one has been allowed to expire, the one behind it. But, again, we may see something for this storm here that just crossed the Mexico-Texas border. We may see a special weather statement, or maybe even a severe thunderstorm warning. And at the minute, we're not looking at a real tornado threat. We're just looking at large hail. But that hail threat is real tonight. And also a flooding threat, I guess I should say. What was that? It looked like a meteor was going by or something on the Houston live cam. I don't know if I'm just going insane or what. I can't point it out till after it happens because it's so fast, but let's see here. Ryan Hall finally got his cyclone port set up here on Radar Omega. He's got his weather house cam there in eastern Kentucky, which is actually good because there's kind of a lack of radar sites in the Appalachia area. Or not radar sites, sorry, I meant cyclone ports. Radar sites too, though, are a bit scarce out there. And I really think the number one thing you'll notice with these is going to be that lightning. It is really incredible. Considering how not dangerous these storms are, the amount of lightning we're seeing is insane. The lightning makes them dangerous, really. So I was talking about it did get special weather statement warned now. That's going to be for 40-mile-per-hour winds and half-inch hail, and it does have the intensification possible tag on it, so we may see a severe thunderstorm warning out of that down the line if it intensifies enough. So, I think that's going to be it for today, everybody. Or for tonight, really. We have done some good coverage here. I feel like I've done my job. Again, what? Okay, that was like a shooting star or a meteor. I definitely saw that. I want to thank y'all for watching this stream. And I will see you all in the next one. Probably won't be going live tomorrow, but if I don't go live, I'll likely have a weather forecast out, just a video. So, yeah, stay tuned in the channel, and I'll see you all